This might be my 10th attempt at surviving 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. This has to be the one. I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna try my hardest. I keep on dying. Either getting mobbed by a few zombies or by creeper explosions. So I need to fix that. My plan for this 100 days is to build as many farms as possible, beat the Ender Dragon, and get a full diamond gear. In order to get there, we need to get some wood, get some stone, and after that, craft stone tools just like any other survival world. After I finish doing that, I go out and try to explore the world, see if I can find anything interesting. I started going in this direction and I very quickly realized that I needed food. After committing war crimes on the animal population, I spotted a village. Then I became a thief. I took everything that I had, their sugarcane, all the items that I had stored in chests, and I started cooking all the meat that I had right in front of their face. When I finished doing that, I went further down the road and I saw a beautiful coast where I started planting all my sugarcane, and I decided this was gonna be my base, or rather my settlement. I crafted a bed from all the wool that I had collected and I slept through my first night. Then I immediately got to work and started transferring the villagers from the village right next to my base. I went up the mountain, gathered some wood and some dirt. I put most of my items in a chest and planted a few saplings right next to my settlement. I wanted to transfer some more villagers, but the day ended, I had to sleep. The next day, I chopped some more trees, transferred some more villagers, and I created my first Fletcher villager. This guy allows me to trade sticks for emeralds. I went back to the village, killed the iron golem, and stole some more residents. I went to sleep, woke up, and continued with the transferring. I also made a cartographer. Remember that cartographer? Because there's a pretty funny story later on. I went on to collect the sugarcane from my farm, some more stray sugarcane that I found, and I went ahead and chopped down some more trees. I wanted to trade paper with the cartographer and sticks with the Fletcher. I chopped down a ton of trees. I think I got like a stack of logs. My goal is to get all the gear from the villagers, like diamond tools and diamond armor. Also, I wanted my food source to be golden carrots, which you can get from the farmers. And trading with villagers is also a good source of XP. I wanted to make this guy be my Fletcher, but when I freed him from the boat, he started running away from me. I chased after him, tried to bait him with the stone cutter, maybe he'll come back. He didn't fall for that and continue running. So then I tried to catch him with a boat, but he juked me. He did a little crossover, went the other direction, but I managed to catch him. Then I brought him back. Now look at this. I built a wall of fences around him, so I don't have to chase him again. I broke the boat, and I wanted to trade sticks with him, so I placed a fletching table, and I didn't think this through, and he got up and escaped again. So I expanded his prison, I put a fletching table in the middle, and he wasn't able to escape anymore. I crafted a ton of sticks, and I started trading. Then I went over to my cartographer, crafted paper from all the sugarcane that I gathered, and I started trading with him as well. This cartographer is going to become a legend. The saplings I had planted grew, so I crafted all of them into sticks and traded them with my Fletcher. Then I started to work on my iron farm. And for the next few days, from day 4 to day 6, all I did was chop down wood and trade sticks for emeralds. I also crafted a smithing table and I started leveling up the toolsmith so I can start getting diamond tools. I put my toolsmith right next to my Fletcher villagers so they're easier to trade with. I level up the toolsmith once more and now he was giving me iron tools. The next day I sat on my boat and went to the nearest forest to collect the wood. I traded all the sticks for emeralds and I bought the iron tools from the toolsmith. With my new tools I went exploring. I found a ruined portal nearby and pretty soon I found a big cave. I wanted to grab a ton of iron so I can build my iron farm. And at the entrance of the cave I was welcomed by a zombie and a creeper. I dealt with them and went deeper to find the iron. After grabbing a few veins, I stopped to smelt them. From the first few pieces, I crafted a chest plate and some pants. I picked up this lava because I'm going to need it for the farm. I found some redstone, which I picked up. And pretty soon I found my first diamonds. Right next to them, up above, I found some more. I found few more veins. And soon after I found something that I wasn't expecting. An ancient city. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was my time to leave. So I picked up a few more veins of diamonds that I found, which were around the ancient city. I was careful not to go in it, so I don't spawn the warden. I find some diamonds hidden behind redstone. I picked those up. Later on I found some more, but they were protected by a few mobs. So I dealt with the mobs, mined the diamonds, and went back up to the surface. The ancient city is really close to the village, almost right below it. But I'll worry about that another day. I went back to my settlement, put all my items in a chest. I crafted a full set of iron armor. And I traded with my toolsmith so I can level him up one more time. Now I can get a diamond shovel and a diamond axe from the toolsmith. I bought the tools and went straight to work on my iron farm. While working on the iron farm, when I got down below, I noticed that I ran out of hoppers, but also on the surface, terrible things were happening to my villagers. Anyways, since I was missing iron for the hoppers, I went to go and find a cave, so I can mine enough iron to be able to finish my farm. Once I got into the cave, a ton of mobs were waiting for me. And once I dealt with them, I started collecting my precious iron. And I mined a few veins. A creeper almost blew up in my face. And after a close call with death, I decided to get up to the surface. When I got back to my base, I finished my iron farm, placed the hoppers, the signs, and a lava bucket. This is gonna be the killing chamber of the iron golems. The farm is almost finished. I need to put villagers on all 4 sides so they can start spawning the golems. But before I do that, I start to work on my breeder because I'm going to need 12 villagers to complete my iron farm. The breeder is pretty simple to make. You just need crops and 2 villagers. And as you can see, the farm starts working immediately. I threw some bread at the villagers and they immediately got to work. And this is how babies are made. When I finished the breeder, I went over to the nearby village and brought 3 villagers from that village. because I didn't want to wait for the villagers from the breeder to grow up. I had a different purpose for them, and as soon as I finished the first side of the iron farm, iron golems started spawning, but I noticed that they weren't spawning in the right place. While I was digging out this area behind the breeder to finish my iron farm, I noticed a little opening, which looked pretty cool to me. So I fought off the mobs and I lit up this whole area. This is the surface area that I had to flat out in order for the iron farm to work. Here is a before and after. When I finished both of my farms, I decided to flat out this whole area here in the back, and for the whole of day 21 I flatted it out and I decided to make this my trading hall. Then I transferred my villagers. I made one of them a toolsmith and one of them a fletcher. I transferred 2 more. The system works from minecarts and rails. The hole from the breeder is set up so that when I press the button, minecart shoots up a villager directly where I want him to go. On day 24, I chopped down as much trees as I could for the whole day. When I got back, I bought a pickaxe from the toolsmith, and all that was left was to get a diamond sword. The librarian that I transferred got me looting 3 books, so I kept him. I transferred a few more villagers, made one of them a farmer and the other one a toolsmith. From the farmer I'm expecting to get golden carrots. I transferred 1 more villager and I made him an armorer, and when I leveled him up I was able to get diamond armor. The next day I went out to explore the world. I found a ruined portal, but there wasn't any good loot, so I just took the obsidian, and when I went to explore some more I found a village. The village didn't have anything interesting either, so I just picked up the blast furnace and got back home. I built the nether portal, crafted some golden boots and went inside the nether. I didn't like my spawn very much, so I just built a platform around the portal, went around, explored a little bit, killed a few magmas, and I was too scared and I got back into the overworld. When I got back, I immediately went to my armor, grabbed a full set of diamond armor, and after that I went to explore the overworld. I found a desert temple, I looted it, picked up all the TNT and all the loot from the chests. I explored some more and found another temple, which I looted pretty quickly. After that I found the holy grail of a hardcore world. I found a pillager outpost. I've been killing pillagers for about 2 days I think, and not a single captain spawned, but after 2 days I found one, I killed him, and I went straight back to my base to build a raid farm. And as soon as I left, I saw in the replay there was another captain right behind me. On my way back I picked up a lava bucket, found a village, but there wasn't anything interesting in it, so I just took their beds and got back to my base. As soon as I got back, I used the beds to expand my iron farm. I placed 3 villagers, which were all grown up from my breeder, and I waited for nighttime and I put a zombie, and the golem started spawning immediately. For the next couple of days I expanded the area around the farm because the golems weren't spawning in the proper location, and I also transferred all my items near the breeder. When I finished doing that, I picked up a villager, put him in a boat and went straight out into the ocean to build my raid farm. I built the farm, drank an ominous bottle, and it was time to test it out. The farm worked perfectly, and no vexes were spawning because I was killing the pillagers with an axe, and I was killing them slowly. When the raid finished, it got me 8 totems of undying. When I got back, I bought a diamond sword from a villager, and my mission of getting full diamond from villagers was completed. Also, The farmer went to a master and I was able to buy golden carrots from him. Now it's time for the Nether. A very dangerous place that could end my hardcore world. I traversed the Nether very carefully. I made sure not to fall into some lava. I went over the Nether wastes. I went around the basalt, and soon after I found my Nether fortress. I picked up the Nether wart, which is very important for brewing and healing villagers. When I explored the fortress further, I was ambushed by a skeleton, which dropped on my head. I dealt with him, and right up the stairs there was the spawner. I killed a ton of blazes, and I got one close call with death. I had totems, but I didn't pop any. And after collecting 26 rods, I went back to my base. And when I got back, I was greeted by a zombie raid. They started coming from everywhere. Luckily, I was prepared with my diamond tools and armor. I was able to kill them all. I also used lava to burn them, but I made one mistake. I left one of them alive. The baby zombie dropped down and infected all my villagers. But while I was dealing with the baby zombie, above me, the zombie that I left alive infected the farmer. So I put him in a boat and covered him up. The next day, I crafted a brewing stand, made potions of weakness, and immediately cured the villager. Since these few days have been full of action, for the next couple of days I decided to build around my base. I made a little enchanting room over there to the left. Inside the walls, I transformed the area a bit, made it look a little bit better. Once I finished doing that, I grabbed all my gold and went to the Nether to trade with the piglins. My main goal with trading was to get ender pearls, but I traded around 50 pieces of gold and I didn't get a single pearl. Then I got back to the overworld and I forgot I hadn't planted my nether wart, so I did that. When I finished that, I went back to the Nether and I started mining gold. I didn't get a ton of gold. I got around 36 pieces. Decided to trade those as well, but I still didn't get any pearls. Then I got back into the overworld. I decided to upgrade my trading hall so that they could get infected and I would heal them so I can get better deals on the trades. And while I was doing that, the villagers in my breeder got infected as well. So I decided to make those villagers the zombies that are going to infect my villagers from the trading hall. I left one up here for later use. The next day, a creeper exploded on me and revealed a little hole, which had another creeper inside. So I killed that creeper and decided to fill up this hole. Once I finished doing that, I realized that the best course of action would be to find a bastion. Bastions are pretty useful because there's a ton of gold, which I can trade with piglins. But also there is a smithing template. The smithing template is used to upgrade diamonds to netherite gear. Once I found the bastion, I placed lava above their heads so they can all burn, and I can safely loot it. In this chest here, I found some gold, a piece of ancient debris, and one piece of netherite scrap. This is how scary a nether can be. Piglins started attacking me, I started running. And I almost died. They popped my totem, but I somehow managed to escape. After that close call, I decided to take things slower, kill those piglins with lava, and I went and found the place where they hid their gold. I took all the gold that I could find, and I found a different portion of the bastion which was more open. There were a ton of brutes. Brutes are the most dangerous. I'd say even harder to kill than the ender dragon. I found another chest with another piece of ancient debris. I was being really cautious, making sure they cannot get to me, but after barely surviving, I don't even know how I survived that. I was blocked with a piglin inside of me, but I guess he couldn't shoot me. So I killed that guy, killed all the other piglins and brutes, and for surviving, I was rewarded with a smithing template. After picking it up, I immediately dug into a wall and started running away from the bastion and trying to find my way home, because I was out of totems. But on my way back, I got attacked by those pigs. I tried to run away from them, but then I got greeted by two skeletons, which shot me down, and I almost died again. After surviving that, I healed up and went back to my nether portal. I picked up a few totems, and I came right back into the nether to trade all of my gold with piglins. I got 11 pearls for all my gold. Then I went back into the overworld, crafted ender eyes, and started looking for the stronghold. I started going towards the direction of the eye. When I got to land, I decided to throw another one, see if I need to keep going, and the ender eye got destroyed by a cactus. I crafted another eye, continued looking, and the stronghold was exposed. So I got in, and when I found it, I was short one eye, the exact amount that got destroyed by the stupid cactus. So I built another portal, but I didn't have a flint and steel, so I found some iron in the stronghold, went into the nether, found an enderman immediately, but he didn't drop it. Luckily nearby there was a bastion. I don't know what type of bastion this is, but I made sure to be safe, covered myself around the gold, picked it up, and started trading with the piglins, and I made sure I was very safe. I managed to get 4 pearls, so I went straight back into the stronghold. I crafted the last eye, and it was time to face the ender dragon. The fight wasn't that difficult. I shot down all the crystals. I waited for the dragon to perch, started hitting him. While he was flying, I was shooting the dragon. And the fight went pretty well. I had more trouble in the bastion than I did with the ender dragon. When I finally took the dragon down, I made a rookie mistake by not leaving the platform. I stood in there and I immediately got the end game screen. I was transported right back into my base. Luckily, I built a nether portal straight out of the stronghold. So I traversed the nether, got back into the end, picked up all of the experience, and also I picked up the dragon egg. And I went on my search for an elytra. I picked a direction and just started going that way. But soon after I ran out of pearls, so I had to stop and kill a few endermen, and not long after I found an end city with a ship. I got straight up there and picked up my first elytra. I explored around the end city, killed a few shulkers so I can craft shulker boxes. I found some diamonds, a cool armor trim, and head back into my base. I crafted my first shulker box, and after that I immediately got to work to get a mending book and unbreaking, and I put them on my elytra. Then I started infecting and curing my villagers to get better trades. And for the next 10 days I decided to put my breeder in a different place. I put it above where my first one was. I also expanded my iron farm, so now it's at full capacity. This is how the breeder looks now, and it's way safer for the villagers. I think there's no way they can get infected. I also made a great axe, but I think I did it wrong because I spent a ton of levels. This is how much iron I've been able to collect while I was doing this stuff around my base. After that I expanded my trading hall. I wanted to bring in more villagers to trade with. After that I decided to build my storage room. I found a little opening in the mountain that I liked. While I was digging, I accidentally went into my breeder, which was actually very convenient. It was an accident, but I left it there just like that. This is how my storage room looks. I think it's pretty cool. Now look at this guy. While I was digging behind to expand my trading hall, I found my cartographer from day one. He was just standing on a single block. I got rid of him, put a zombie behind the villagers, and I decided to make a cartographer and librarian so I can trade glass from the librarians, craft them into glass panes, and trade those glass panes for emeralds from the cartographer. This is a very cool way to get tons of emeralds. This is how my storage room looks. I placed item frames so my items are organized. The next day I decided to pick up seagrass so I can breed turtles, and I went on a journey to find those turtles. It took me quite a while. I flew around for a while. I thought that those were beaches, but I wasn't seeing any turtles. But after a while I managed to find them, get them to breed and take their eggs. Once I picked up those eggs, I needed to go to the Nether and get tons of magma blocks. The reason I'm picking up eggs and magma blocks is so that I can make a gold farm. Picked up a shulker box full of magma blocks, and also my inventory was full of magma blocks. Now that I have collected those resources that I need, I also made sure to have enough obsidian for a nether portal, because I don't want to get stuck on top of the nether roof. Once I got all that, I took a pearl and I pearled above on the nether roof. Then I went to the height limit and I started building the farm. Once I built the nether portal, everything was easier, since I could always come back or maybe grab some more items if I have forgotten something. And the farm is pretty easy to build. You just need to make sure you're placing slabs so that guests don't spawn and guests can kill you or destroy your farm. So if you make sure you place slabs and magma blocks, only zombified pigmen will spawn. And once you place the egg, they aggro towards it and drop straight into your killing chamber. This farm works two ways. You can either stay AFK and they'll just keep on dying and you'll collect your gold, or you can kill them manually, which also makes for a great XP farm. When I finished with my gold farm, I went back and I realized I was out of rockets. So it would make traveling from one nether portal to the other a bit more difficult. So I decided to go find a snow biome so that I can build snow golems, because I wanted to build a gunpowder farm. Once I collected the snow, I needed pumpkins, so I went ahead and picked those up. I found them very near my base. When I got the pumpkins, I got back to my base, made sure to pick up tons of blocks and tons of trapdoors, because that's what I'm going to need for the farm. And I got on a boat and I went towards my raid farm to find an open spot so that I can build the creeper / gunpowder farm. I got up to sea level, started placing my chests and my hoppers. On top of the hoppers I need to place campfires, and I placed soul campfires because they're killing the creepers faster, and this is where the creepers are gonna fall and die, and the gunpowder is automatically going to go into the chest. While building the farm, it got to nighttime and a drown spawned with a trident and started throwing the trident at me, and I had to deal with him. Once I took care of him, I continued building. This farm was also pretty simple to make, but I kept running out of materials and had to go back and forth. That's why the farm is made out of every possible block in the game. I had to use almost all of my resources to build it. And this farm can be expanded, but I only built one layer. In order for this farm to work, I have to go up and build an AFK chamber. And when I'm at the AFK chamber, that's when the farm works best. The spawn rates are the best. And if I have 3 layers, the farm is going to be 3 times more efficient, obviously. I stood in the AFK chamber for about 10 or 15 minutes and I got 2 stacks and some change. Then I got back to my base, farmed all my sugarcane and crafted a ton of rockets. I also wanted to show you how much emeralds I've gotten, since I didn't show everything that I did in these 100 days. Now that I've got the rockets, I was able to go back to my gold farm and actually use it. This one mining session got me around 13 golden blocks. And I still need to place piglins up in the nether roof so I can immediately trade the gold and get tons of items. When I got back, I put on my elytra and flew off to explore some more, since now that I can fly it's pretty cool. I went out, found some pale oak trees and some dark oak, which I collected and decided I wanted to decorate my base, make it nicer on the eyes. I started off with the breeder, since it was kinda small. Should have been easy to decorate. I didn't do much. It still turned out pretty good. This is the final product. Then I went down where the original breeder was and built a little archway on top. And after that, I started building a path around my base, make it look more lively. Planted this little sapling here. Also added some dark oak slabs around the build, so it adds a little bit of accent, a little bit of color. Then I placed some lanterns all around the build so that there's light. I like the lanterns more than I like the torches. The lanterns look cooler. Then I went out and I wanted to collect the leaves for my next project, which is also gonna be a farm, probably an XP farm, maybe an ender pearl farm, hint hint. I picked up some shears, went out, started collecting those leaves. It became nighttime, so I wanted to go to bed, and then I realized that it was day 100.